It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they're hoping to start turning around their luck. They're not going in the direction they'd like to be going at this point of the season. They've started to fade, maybe some fatigue setting in now as the schedule becomes a little more. Everybody's heard the story of Eric Spoelstra, how he got his start with the Heat, rising up through the organization.
P.J. Tucker, team moving on here without him.
Yeah, and no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team, no matter what you get in return.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, they've got Steven Adams. Thompson is out there with Josh McRoberts. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Weber in at the point. Here is McRoberts. Thompson dishes to Adams. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Nene. And watching Adams go to work out there, he is a bit of an old school big man in the sense that Brent he'll throw his weight around and look to intimidate the other team.
Yeah, Adams willing to take on that role, take the punches, and take the hits for the rest of his team. And it goes along with his great defensive instincts, I think. His activity down low, certainly a big help for this team's defense.
Both these teams are able to play low on the block with their back to the basket.
And how rare is that in today's game, Kevin?
Old school, you're right.
So we can slow down some possession. So if you can get some easy early opportunities, 10, 12 points that way, you know that when you settle into the half court, you've got the pace, you've got the guy you want with the ball, and you can produce points.
McRoberts' shot is good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
That they did, and he's the one guy on D you can't leave alone. He's going to get to the bucket over and over. Just torched them there. Solid look inside. That's the range you want to operate from.
Set up! Screen!
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Screen by Adams. Burks for three. Connects from three-point range. Burks has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. The Nets are gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Nene, the pass to Kilpatrick, and he dunks it down.
Nice unselfish dish there, right where his teammate could do something with it.
Weber kicks to Thompson. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. McRoberts dishes to Weber. Just 5 to shoot. Burks, the pass to Weber. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
He really can time those perfectly. What an assist.
The Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The pass to Kilpatrick. To the inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Burks kicks to McRoberts. Offline with his three. Nets trail by 5. Passes it to Nene. Left side, Nance. Comes up empty down low.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Kid Gilchrist against Thompson. Weber dishes to Thompson. The time for the ball, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times. Because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Nance a screen. Shoots off the screen. And it's Miami with the rebound. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
That led the coach to make a bunch of makeshift lineups out there, guys playing different roles than they're used to, and predictably, that did not lead to a very precise performance.
Nets trail by 5. And Rubio kicks to Nance. Nance a screen on Burks. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Weber with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. McRoberts the pass to Thompson. Weber kicks to McRoberts. Heat moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Miami needs to get a shot off. Here's Weber. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Weber's got 5 now.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Rubio outside. Pass to Kilpatrick. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And their troubles just seemed to get compounded as they got later into that game. They did not have it that night whatsoever, and it ended up being a double-digit loss.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And checking out some numbers for McRoberts. His last 10 games, he's around 6 points per game, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
Here's Kilpatrick. 20 points for him last game against San Antonio. Nance outside. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Nene. A rebound by McRoberts.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
The only way you're going to challenge him in that situation, you have to attack with more power.
Now, here's Burks. He's coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. Brooklyn with the rebound. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
And I don't know if I'm going to call these guys rivals, but as conference opponents, they're still familiar with each other. Neither team will want to give an inch in this first meeting.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the shot by Alec Burks. Rubio misses. And you know, there was so much excitement surrounding the Nets when they finished the new arena in Brooklyn in 2012. They traded for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to try to fast-track their success. But that win-now strategy really failed.
Yeah, and that's what can happen when you mortgage your future. Short-term goals can lead to that long-term misery. And they still have some pieces they can build around. We'll see what additional talent they can attract going forward.
The Nets shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
This season, in general, has not been kind to them at the free throw line. Only about 71%.
The first free throw is good. You look at the crop of point guards in the NBA today, maybe in the golden age of that particular position, maybe the strongest we've ever seen in league history. Some would say yes, some would say no. You're shaking your head there. What do you think?
I think it's just incredible the amount of talent that we see on a nightly basis at the point guard position.
You're in awe.
Absolutely in awe. And I'm also just infatuated, Kevin, with the stylistic differences of what it is that these players represent. The shock and awe of a Russell Westbrook who'll come right at you, right over you, and right through you. The finesse and incredible shooting prowess of Steph Curry. The bulldog mentality of a Kyle Lowry. We have some amazing point guards in the league that do it in very different ways, but still lead their teams to great success.
Why now? Why now is it happening?
I'm not sure, especially when we talk about the NBA and what the NBA has represented for years. It's a bunch of tall guys who are really good that run around the court and throw the ball through the hoop. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing skilled guys with remarkable ball handling ability, with incredible skill set, with their shooting prowess. And I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it.
I am too. So here's Burks, following the basket by Nene. In the corner, it's McRoberts. Misses the three. Nets trail by 9. Rubio outside. It's Nene, high post. That one off the back iron and out.
He looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Just clanged it.
And Thompson kicks to Adams. Here is McRoberts. Inside. Here's Thompson. He kicks to Weber. Another shot. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Well, he's seen it before where he can light it up with the best in the league, but right now, he just does not have the touch. Kidd-Gilchrist,
the pass to Nene. Second shot opportunity. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. Both teams changing it up here. And when Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes on the floor, you know you're going to get an upgrade on the defensive side. Doesn't rack up a lot of stats on the defensive end. But, man, I mean, you can see his impact, feel his impact.
It's just the way Kidd-Gilchrist can challenge and bother every shot. Also has the quickness and length to recover when he's beaten off the dribble and still contest.
Well, the Heat have had a lot of success since their inception. 3 titles as a team. In fact, Brent, you'd be hard-pressed to find just one great moment for a team as they've had so many.
Well, the thing is, Kevin, they've had so many different ways in which they've constructed the team. Dwayne Wade in his prime, Shaq coming along in the later stages of his career, and then obviously having LeBron James in South Beach for a few years didn't hurt their chances of appearing in the NBA Finals. But it's the what next factor for the rest of this franchise and how quickly they can maintain Eastern Conference dominance.
Now, here's Fry. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Cephalosha kicks to Fry. Puts up a 3. He can't get that one. The Heat go the other way with it.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
To the left side wing. Back to Johnson. Burks against Land. The 9-foot shot. Good as the jump shot falls. Burks has got 6.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Yeah, it looks like the makings of a blowout here, but their task now is to maintain this level of effectiveness and not get sloppy.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Kenny Atkinson.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
Chance to check out the stats for Henson. Really been a key contributor over the past month. 6th in blocks, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
Brooklyn with the ball, trailing by 10. Lawson kicks to Henson. Nets passing it around. Feeds it to Lynn. Dishes it to Henson. He can't get it to go. And Miami the other way now. Burks for three. That shot off the mark.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Outside, Lynn. And here's Fry for three. Burks pulls it in. Miami leading by 10. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Cephalosha. He feeds it to Lawson. Kicks to Fry. There's the dish to Cephalosha. That one goes in. Cephalosha's got it back down to within single digits with the Nets.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Out to the wing. The feed to Burks. Ellenson with a screen for Burks. Fires the three. Rebounded by the Nets.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Now here's Lynn. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Shot off the pin. The offensive rebound. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had the clean block there, but the refs saw it differently, and they call the goaltend.
Miami leading by 6. Johnson dishes to Thomas. There's a good screen. Johnson in the corner. Trying his luck deep. Knocks down the three ball. Here's Lawson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And Fry kicks to Lynn. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now Johnson. 11 points for him in that last game against Golden State.
Well, he also chipped in on the glass. He was a force to be reckoned with, and that made a big difference.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Nets trail by 9. Lawson right side. He dishes it to Fry. Pass to Lynn. He kicks it to Fry. And it's Noel with the rebound. Fry has gone 1 of 4 from the field. And here's Burks. He has 6. From downtown, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Heat lead by 9. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And a moment now to hear from Steve.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, I just really love that they're playing with their hearts tonight, contesting shots, making their opponent work for every point.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Hans Thomas out there with Noel. Then it's Hollis Thompson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Ellenson in at the 5. Henson, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
Adams, he's checked in for Ellenson.
Man, when you look at the Nets over the past couple years, it's really astounding. I mean, they've been near the bottom of almost every major statistical category as a team. I mean, that means that they really have nothing to count on to stabilize themselves when they aren't going well in a game. And when you don't have an identity as a team, boy, it is hard to find consistency.
Well, he's such a big guy, Adams, but he does move quite well, and that helps his ability to get to the free throw line.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. And he can't get the first one. And on the topic of the Nets, it's hard to identify their calling card as a team because the roster, Greg, still seems to be in a state of flux.
And not many draft picks or trade assets. It really may come down to love the ones you're with, at least for a little while longer. I mean, they have some scorers, they have some playmakers. If they can just find a way to block out the noise and play their game, they can be an entertaining club.
Well, Adams has his struggles at the free throw line, but he's making strides in that area and still has work to do.
Cephalosha kicks to Henson. Up top, Fry. Fades. It's good.
Nice. The defender's on him. He gauges how much space he needs to get that one off. Chooses to go with the fadeaway.
Screen by Adams. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's foul number 2 for him.
That is a terrible foul to commit. He now has 2, and he's going to have to play more conservative from now on.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Kilpatrick. From outside, off the mark. Miami leading by 5. And Thompson kicks to Johnson. Right side, Thomas. With his first shot attempt. That's good on the jump shot. Nets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Lin the pass to Fry. Back to Lin. Henson with the screen. And the rejection by Noel. Johnson down low, defended by Lin. Johnson, good.
Yes, Lance Thomas.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Now the pass to Fry. Here's Kilpatrick, stolen by Thompson. To the middle, here's Thomas. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And now an 11-point Heat lead.
And they repeatedly broke inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. And out of Georgetown University, Hollis Thompson, a three-point specialist and shooting guard.
Yeah, how about a lengthy 6'8". He's got great length for the position, and that helps him defensively. Primarily a catch-and-shoot guy, not someone you want to rely on to create his own shot.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Nene, he's checked in for Fry. Nance comes in for Henson. And it's Kid Gilchrist in for Thabo Cephalosha. Now here's Lin. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's the front of the rim and out.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Weber dishes to Thompson. Johnson sets the screen for Adams. Passes it to Weber. Johnson kicks to Adams, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Now with this break, let's check out just how the rebounding has been divided up in this game between the front and backcourt for the Nets.
And the bigs are getting their lion's share of the rebound. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, but they've got bigger issues right now and other holes to fill if they're going to stage a comeback.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
We all remember Linsanity, don't we, Kevin, a few years ago? Jeremy Lin is indeed the NBA's first American player of Chinese or Taiwanese descent. He has overcome the share of skeptics who thought he didn't look the part of an NBA player. In fact, the first day he reported to Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte, he had a hard time convincing the security guard to let him in. Kevin, I guess you could say he's broken the mold.
And broken new ground, too, D.A. Thanks. The three-pointer, no good.
But after hitting a 3 in the first quarter, he's gone cold from the perimeter during this one.
Outside, Lynn to the inside. Here's Nance. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
Well, Commissioner Adam Silver has said he'd like to see the league instituted 2 years out of college restriction. Brent, you played 4 years in college. I know you think that helped you. Do you think that requiring that extra development time would be a good thing for the NBA?
Interesting conversations I've had, Kevin, over the past 3 or 4 years with younger coaches in the NBA is the fact that with younger players, they have to take so much time to teach them fundamental things that chunks up a lot of the time that they would have in order to get their team ready for game 30, game 40. And so that teaching is really holding back a lot of teams from being as competitive as they should be once they get their season started. So 2 years, I think, is a great idea from Commissioner Silver. We'll see if that happens. That's an efficient trip down the floor for them, able to finish in tight.
Kilpatrick passes to Nene. Shot from 12. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Yeah, so far he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
Come to me, come to me.
Screen by Adams. Now, here is Weber. He has 5. Thompson misses.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Nene setting the pick for Rubio. The shot by Nene, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Nene pulls it in. Nets trail by 8. Charity strike shot. It's some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Kid Gilchrist has got his second bucket of the game to go. Weber kicks to Johnson. Pass to Thompson. Dishes it to Adams. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. The Heat in 5th.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Good, Adams. Good on both. Nets trail by 8. Rubio outside, and Nance kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Nance. And he makes good on the layup. Nance has got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Thompson, a screen on Kid Gilchrist. Weber with it. He's got 5. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You just can't help but think of what Miami was able to accomplish with the big 3. 4 straight NBA Finals appearances. That hadn't happened in the NBA for almost 30 years.
And Bray, you talked about the Heat making 4 consecutive finals. Historically speaking, that's actually a more unusual feat than winning 3 straight titles.
Yeah, I think they'd rather have the 3 rings, but you have to give them a ton of credit for the way they set up the basketball team, and now it's moving forward in the absence of LeBron James to see where they can get to and how quickly to become an Eastern Conference power once again.
It's the Nets now. 7-point differential. And Rubio kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And the foul on Alec Burks. That'll be his second foul of the game. Pass to Kilpatrick. Down low. And the shot's good from Nene. He has 6.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And he can't bank that one in. The Nets have gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. It's stolen by Adams. Weber dishes to Johnson. Down low, Mick Roberts. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Mick Roberts has got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, had his head on a swivel and found the open man. Nice assist.
Nene, the screen. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Nene. Pocket 6. Here's Kilpatrick. They grab their own miss. And Adams sends it down.
Adams is a decent shot blocker, but relies on his position mostly, that time in the right spot.
The Nets making a switch here. Lawson's checked in. Heat also with a sub. Ellinson's checked in for Adams. Nene, the screen. Here's Rubio. That's to Kid Gilchrist. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Well, you can never underestimate just how important depth is for a team, Brent. These are the games where you really start to see which teams have the strongest, sturdiest benches.
You also have to commend, Kevin, coaches that have a deep team and are willing to call upon those guys, and to see them step in and perform right away. It tells a lot about those coaches and what they've been doing during their practice time to establish that confidence and get results immediately.
Good on the second free throw. One thing that Coach Spoelstra doesn't get enough credit for is his attention on the defensive end, Brett. Rarely do you see a team he is in charge of struggle on that side of the ball.
I think Spo has so many different ways that he can deploy his defense and gets very creative with the way he uses his active big guys out on screen and rolls. A great defensive mind in the game.
Here is Mick Roberts. 6 points for him.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Can't keep forcing things when you're not in a great rhythm. Move the ball.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the shot by Alec Burks. And the shot's good from Nene.
And a big height advantage right there.
And sometimes it's not just the height, it's the flow in the shooting motion. Extremely effective from the mid-range.
Now here's Ellenson. Feeds it to Weber. Burks for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Nene's got 6 rebounds in the game. Nene setting the pick for Kid Gilchrist. Watson the pass to Nance. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And here are the numbers for Rubio. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's averaging 11 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Tabo Sapolosha is checked in for Kid Gilchrist. Heat also with the sub. Thomas is checked in. free throws, good from Nance. The Heat with the lead. Here now is Weber. He's got 5. He feeds it to Burks. This one for 3. Good, and Weber gets the assist. Burks has got 9.
He's an average three-point shooter at best, but the defender still has to come over and respect it.
Lawson kicks to Nene. Outside for Lawson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Heat leading by 5. Ellenson with it, picked up by Nene. Burks for 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
That's number 2 for him from long range in the quarter. His 3rd overall.
Lawson against Weber. Stolen by Weber. Fast break, here we go.
2 minutes to go in the game. 2.
There's the dish to Thomas. Burks against Rubio. Shot clock at 5. Burks the pass to Nick Roberts. That 3 off the mark. Nets trail by 8. 1:39 left in the first half of the game. Stolen by Ellenson. Now Weber kicks it to Ellenson. To the middle. Here's Burks. Count that one.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Brooklyn making some changes. Channing Fries checked in for Nene. John Henson comes in for Larry Nance. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Ricky Rubio. And Miami also making a switch. Noel's checked in. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now the feed to Sefolosha. And the jam by Sefolosha.
Great finish at the rim from Sefolosha. He can really throw it down with that athleticism.
And here's Weber. He has 5. Weber a screen. Ellenson dishes to Thomas. And Henson sends it back. Now here is Sefolosha. 11 points for him in that last game against San Antonio.
And guys, in addition to that scoring, he was absolutely tenacious on the defensive end. A complete two-way game for him. Finished with 3 steals, I think, and that was a difference maker.
The Heat leading by 9. Weber with it. Here's Burks. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Burks has got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
The pass to Fry. Outside, Lynn. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Lawson kicks to Fry. Off target at the rim. That'll do it for the first half. Miami ahead, up 11. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. It was all about Miami as the game got going. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. And that's it.
We welcome you back to Brooklyn just as the subway approaches the platform here at the Barclays Center. Station. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. It's been one outstanding game so far from Alec Burks.
Yeah, and he's the ringleader of their offense. And what we saw in that first half with his ability to keep everybody involved is the reason why they're playing well.
Yeah, and it's the reason why he's racked up so many assists. Right now, he's got a great feel for where his teammates are. A nice showing.
We've got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Larry Nance out there with Nene. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Kilpatrick in at shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Weber, the pass to Adams. Adams sets the pick for Burks. Out to the right wing. Here's McRoberts. Drills it from outside. McRoberts has got 9.
Nice to see Josh McRoberts step into the outside shot, proving once again that he really can knock it down.
Nene outside. Passes to Kilpatrick. Nance a screen on Burks. Here's Kilpatrick. Nene. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Swiped it away. Here's Kilpatrick. Burks covering. Trying his luck deep. Second chance shot. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. The Nets have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. You played for, what was it, 6 different teams of your terrific career. We're seeing less and less players remain on the same team for their entire career. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the game of basketball?
I think it's a thing that just can't be avoided nowadays with the way the contracts and free agency are set up and the way that teams like to maneuver around. One of the things, Kevin, I think that's taken effect is a quick trigger from a lot of the younger owners that the NBA has where they don't have immediate success. They're not willing to go the patient route and wait for guys to develop, wait for guys to see their talent and come to fruition with the team that they're with. And so you'll continue to see plenty of player movement as the league moves on.
And that one is good. Nets trail by 13. Here's Rubio. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Nance dishes to Kidd-Gilchrist. Shot clock at 6. Here's Nene. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Yeah, crafty pass inside gets him that nice look.
Now, here is Weber. He's got 5. Thompson outside. Wide open look. And it falls over the rim and in. Thompson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Heat.
Yeah, 3 of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
Timeout called. The Nets.
Timeout. Start it.
Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations.
And the way they have been shooting from deep, boy, that's been impressive. Talk about making the most of your opportunities. This game would look very different if they weren't dialed in from deep. As it stands, however, they are in control, and the defense has to adjust to how they defend beyond the arc.
Pass to Rubio. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Nene, the screen. Pass to Kilpatrick. Clock at 4. And that's in. The Miami lead is cut down to just 10 points, and the bucket from Rubio. The Heat have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Burks kicks to Thompson. Adams sets the pick for Johnson. In the corner, it's McRoberts. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Rubio left side. He dishes it to Nene. Kilpatrick passes to Rubio. He kicks to Nene. 6 to shoot. Feeds it to Rubio. Rubio missing again.
Outstanding D there. They really got up in his shirt and made him uncomfortable.
Such a wide open look. Burks has got 22 points.
He is raining threes here tonight, and he is going to continue to stay aggressive.
Yeah, he's in a rhythm in the best way. You have to stay up in his chest or he's just going to ruin you from deep.
Now here's Nance. He's got 9. Soft touch off the glass. Nance has got 11 points. The Heat leading by 11. Now Johnson. Dishes it to Burks. Screen by Adams. Burks can't get it to go. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Kilpatrick passes to Rubio. Nance a screen. And Rubio kicks to Nance. To the paint, here's Nene. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Burks dishes to Johnson. Back to Burks. Lets the 3 fly. McRoberts' shot is good. McRoberts has got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, the shooting percentage is excellent so far, and without him, they might not have the lead like they do now. Well, because he's lefty, you have to say crafty. That's kind of written in the books, Kevin. But Josh McRoberts is that. Plays with a lot of energy and a great role player his entire career who gets out and sparks his teammates with his playmaking ability.
And as for McRoberts, he is great in that energy off the bench role, Brent. He leaves everything out there on the floor.
Well, sometimes his emotions can get him a bit behind the 8 ball during a game, but you take the good with the bad. Overall, he's a very, very good passer, a reluctant shooter, but definitely a guy you want to play with who'll set you up for a good look.
He's off on the first. Some changes for Brooklyn. John Henson's checked in for Nance. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Ricky Rubio. And then for Miami, Nerlens Noel comes in for Josh McRoberts. And it's Lance Thomas in for Alec Burks. And he's good on the second. Miami leading by 13. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Noel. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Nerlens Noel, already an exceptional defender, but his offensive game is still a great work in progress.
Yeah, they're trying to develop his free throw shot, and I think they're hoping his elbow jumper improves along with it. He can already pass and slash from the high post. And if he gets that jumper going, he'll have the makings of a triple threat.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Fry comes in for Nene. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And so he makes both from the line. Nets trail by 15. Lin kicks to Fry. Now the dish to Sefolosha. Nets passing it around. There's the pick. The feed now to Fry. Kicks to Sefolosha. There's the pass to Henson. Lin from long range. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Thompson passes to Thomas. From the low block, and the shot is long.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
All instinctual because he knows where he needs to go and then force the opponent to do something about it.
Now here's Johnson. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Noel dishes to Johnson. And then Johnson with the jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Miami leading by 14. Outside Thomas. Back to Johnson. And Noel kicks to Adams. And the layup's good off the glass. Adams has got 10 points.
Well, using his wide frame right there, Adams able to get the position he wants and drops it through.
Henson, a screen on Thompson. Kilpatrick passes to Henson. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Heat third.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
That's good from Henson. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for the Nets. Ellinson's checked in for Miami. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Heat leading by 15. And here's Thompson. Passes it to Johnson. There's a screen by Noel. Johnson dishes to Noel. Back to Johnson. Here's Ellinson. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense there from Land. Lawson outside. And that one hits back iron.
Ill-advised shot there.
And he knows it. Got locked into scoring mode. Couldn't pull it back.
Johnson outside. Shoots from 14. There's Noel. And Henson sends it back. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Lawson outside. Pass to Fry. He dishes it to Lin. They set the pick. Johnson against Lawson. To the paint. Puts it up from 12. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. Fry's got 6.
Ooh, good eyes. Found the open man and delivered an accurate pass.
Johnson kicks to Noel. Back to Johnson. And stolen by Lawson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And a quick review, looking at some numbers here for Johnson. He's right around 13 points a night, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
The free throw drops for Lawson. And Miami making a change here. Weber's checked in. He's off on the second. The Heat leading by 12. Now here's Noel. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Pass to Johnson. Good ball movement here by Miami. 5 to shoot. A nice shot by Ellenson.
Beautiful setup. Put that pass right where it needed to be.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Fry passes to Lynn. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Inside and stolen by Fry. To the inside, Cephalosha. And it's Miami with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Weber kicks to Noel. And Ellenson throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. He gets that one. The Heat leading by 12. Weber kicks to Thomas. Back to Weber. Over to the left wing. We've got 1:28 left in the third quarter of the game. Shot clock at 6. Right wing. Noel. Rebounded by the Nets. Lawson outside. Henson with the screen. Cephalosha dishes to Henson. Feeds to Lynn. They set the pick. Back to Fry. Lets it go from deep. And Ellenson pulls it down. Miami's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Weber, the pass to Noel. Back to Weber. Over to the wing. Johnson outside. He kicks it to Noel. Johnson outside. Tries a 3. Good, and Weber gets the assist. Weber's got 4 assists in the game. Nets trail by 15. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Down low. Johnson with the block. Weber against Lawson. Weber kicks to Johnson. There's a screen by Noel. Takes the 3. Misses there. Fell through 3 quarters of play. Down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Heat lead by 15. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had.
All right, put together.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Weber is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Noel. Then there's Josh McRoberts. And it's Thomas in at the 3 slot. Lynn kicks to Rubio. Fires from the wing. Off the left rim and out.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Burks dishes to Weber. He feeds it to Noel. They get it again. Unable to get that one. Nets trail by 15. Oh, here we go. Rubio's got it on the fast break chance. The shot's good from Nance.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
If these guys are focused on making a push with the basketball, they can be very good.
Weber, the pass to Burks. Noel in the corner. From the baseline. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And the first one drops. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Both free throws good for Noel.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Stolen by Weber. And here's the fast break. On its way from Burks for two. Rubio with the rebound. Nets trail by 15. Nene, the screen. And stolen by Noel. Thompson against Kid Gilchrist. Weber with it. Dishes it to Noel. There's the feed to Burks. 5 on the clock. Here's the three. Some solid defense from Kid Gilchrist. Kilpatrick passes to Rubio. The dish to Kid Gilchrist. Inside. Here's Nene. Gets it to fall from the right wall. The Heat leading by 13. Weber kicks to Burks. Back to Weber. The screen from Thompson. Now, here's Burks. T right on him. Stolen by Nene. And here's the break. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Good D by Thompson. The Heat have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Kicks to Burks. And there's the pass to Weber. Noel, a screen on Rubio. Weber cans it from downtown. And the Heat lead by 16.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Well, they've been on a roll ever since the break. Doesn't seem to matter whether the shots are open or there's a hand in the face.
The shot by Nene, no good. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. So here's Burks. There's a screen by Noel. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Physical screen set for McRoberts to really free up his teammate for that hoop.
Stolen by Weber. Lays it in off the breakaway. Weber's got 5 points in the quarter.
And that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
Yes, it took very little time for that transition to happen. Just one team being much more aggressive than the other. I don't know if you push the panic button now, but that's the fourth personal, and he needs to stay aggressive out there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays moving forward.
Adams, he's checked in for the Heat. Mans a screen, passes to Kilpatrick. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Rubio. And there's the foul. It'll go on Briante Weber. That is his first foul of the game. Last season, I heard Byron Scott say he'd support the creation, Brent, of a 4-point line beyond the 3-point line and another 3 to 4 feet out. What do you think of that?
What do I think of Byron Scott?
No, what do you think of the 4-point shot?
Well, I'm not for the 4-point shot, Kevin. There is a way to get 4 points on the possession, Kevin, but a 4-point line I don't think is something that the league needs to invest time in.
Agreed. Pass to Thompson, a 3-ball, and a great assist by Weber as that one goes in. Weber's got 5 assists tonight.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Mans a screen on Weber. Rubio dishes to Nene. That free throw, no good. And he he sinks the second.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
And Adams kicks to McRoberts. Brent, you think about free throws, getting a shooting foul is one of the best outcomes offensively for most players, and we've got guys in this league that can really do it well.
Still one of the most important aspects, Kevin, of an offensive thrust is to show the officials during any game that you're willing to attack the rim and go in there with fearlessness. Most of those guys end up getting to the free throw line and shooting very effective shots. You're always looking for 1 point per possession, and if you can step to the free throw line with nobody around you unguarded and knock a couple down, it benefits your team.
How often, though, do you think that's the best shot as opposed to driving, drawing a couple defenders in there, then kicking it out?
Well, I think
what the analytics would say on that?
Well, I think you have to be really selective on who it is that you're kicking it out to. But certainly the free throw is one of the most important shots in the game of basketball. And usually the most aggressive team is going to shoot more on a nightly basis. His offense just has not been there tonight. And he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
Here's Weber. And it's off from three-point range. Kilpatrick passes to Rubio. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Nan's a screen on Weber. And the basket by Rubio. The Heat leading by 19. Now Weber. Adams with the screen on Rubio. Weber dishes to Burks. Screen by Adams. Burks kicks to Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Floats one up. The bucket is good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Weber against Rubio. Big part of the NBA's new TV deal, Brent, a provision to allow for digital distribution of games via tablets and smartphones here. I know you're looking at one right now. I know you catch games at airports and on the go when you travel.
Well, Kevin Harlan, anytime you're doing a game, it's must-see television, and so I'll watch it.
With the sound down.
No. If anything, I'm connecting 3 Bluetooth speakers to turn it up. I'm totally in with the mobile NBA action, Kevin, especially for our jobs in broadcasting, to be able to be anywhere and pull out your phone and watch NBA action right there, to hear the great announcers that we have for the 30 teams around the league, to get in-depth analysis and coverage. What a tremendous luxury we have to have NBA on the go.
It's the best. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Nene. Miami leading by 22. And here's Weber. He dishes it to Burks. There's the pick. Adams in the corner. Pass to McRoberts. Good ball movement here by Miami. Just 5 on the clock. On its way from Burks for 2. A rebound by the Nets. Nene's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Rubio against Weber. Stolen by Weber. And it's the Heat on the break. And there's the foul. It'll go on Briante Weber. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
The Nets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Here's Kilpatrick, picked off in midair. Now, here is Weber. Feeds it to Adams. Back to Weber. He kicks to Adams. The shot, no good. Some solid defense there by Nene.
He is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Weber. And again, it's the Heat missing. Nets shooting around 40% from the floor here. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And with the rise of advanced stats, the big movement in the league, we've seen a bit of backlash from the traditionalists and the scouts. We saw it in baseball. We're seeing it in the NBA. They say you have to watch the game to understand it. You can't boil it down to just numbers. But I think what you've always said is they can all work hand in hand.
The numbers are interesting, Kevin, and obviously if there's some way that you can combine what it is that you see and backed up by the statistics, it'd be silly to think that you could get more information and that in some way you can't use it to your advantage.
He hits the second from the line. The Heat leading by 21. Weber with it. He feeds it to McRoberts. Back to Weber. And it's blocked. Nance passes to Rubio. Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Weber. And there's the feed to Nene. Moves back up. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Nene. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Brett, there's been some talk that the dependency on three-pointers is bad for the game of basketball. Even Greg Popovich, your former coach, said they weren't great for the sport. Do you see any truth in that?
Well, I think Pop's just upset that he didn't have as good a three-point shooters on his team over the past couple of years. I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, the game is moving towards the three-point line and expanding the space and pace type of offenses that we've seen, and teams having great success doing that. It's really hard to fault a team like Golden State, who's the blueprint for that sort of activity, motion, and scoring prowess. That's what teams are looking to do. The copycat league is underway, so more three-pointers are coming.
Without question, Alec Burks displaying his skills today.
Yeah, I guess the D has not gotten the memo for this guy. He can flat out shoot. You cannot give him that kind of space.
Weber against Rubio. The pass to Kilpatrick. Inside. And Adams sends it back.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And McRoberts kicks to Thompson. Dishes it to Burks. Shot clock at 6. Adams. That shot is off. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Rubio against Weber. Nance outside. He wants to get it to Nene and does. Now Weber. Screen by Adams. Here is McRoberts. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. And it's off from three-point range. Ball's knocked loose. Weber kicks to Thompson. Back to Weber. Heat moving the ball around. Now, here's Burks. He's guarded closely. Here's Adams, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Heat.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight. You see the contributions from role players on the team, and what a game it was for Burks. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Miami no good on that time either.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped, and they put them on the line.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Out to the right wing. The dish to Haslam. Kicks it to Thomas. To the wing right side. And Hield with the basket on the assist by Thomas.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Yeah, their aggressiveness, their execution really silenced a raucous crowd. Love the attitude they came in with here.
Here's Felder. Lawson defending. Here's Felder. And so Miami takes this one by a big...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. Alec, and that'll do it for this.